Well, hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So here is my Duke 200 and today's video is going to be about the maintenance, or you can say how to service your bike. So I'm going to talk about each and everything. If you are watching this video, if you follow the steps which I'm going to tell you, you can service almost every bike, be it a Duke 200, be it a Splendor or any super bike. So I'm going to talk about each and everything, and there are many things which are not required. I'm going to talk about that as well. I mean, in my case it's not required. So first off, you should wash your bike. Now talking about the second thing, your engine oil. Warm up your engine for at least 5 minutes. Take a ride for 2-3 kilometers. After taking a ride of 2-3 kilometers, when your engine gets a little warmed up, then you should drain your engine oil. And when you open the drain nut, at least wait for 15 to 20 minutes because it's still dripping. I guess I opened it 20 minutes earlier and it's still draining. So you should give it at least 15 to 20 minutes. And then change your oil filter. Now the reason I'm telling you why you should warm your bike is because if your engine is warmed up, your engine oil is warmed up, it becomes very easy to drain it. And just in case if it's cold, it's gonna take a lot of time, and at least 20% of engine oil won't come out. Even though whenever we are draining engine oil, some part of engine oil is left inside the crankcase, some over the clutch housing. And not talking about flush. Well, engine flushes, I am not really a strong believer of engine flush, but then you can use it. I mean, it's all up to you. I have used it, but the problem is not everyone knows how to use engine flush. I'm just going to give you a small idea. For example, when you put an engine flush in your engine and then you start your bike, run for 10 minutes and then you drain it. Now there is some part of engine oil, some part of flush which is left inside. कहीं ना कहीं वो रह जाता है. And then when you are putting engine oil, for example, over here I've got a 10W50 engine oil. So the 50 grade, it might go down to 45 because what engine flush does is it makes your engine oil thinner, so that पूरा engine oil एक बार में आ जाए. Keep that in mind, and there's a proper way of doing your engine flush, and there are some people who should avoid doing engine flush. So well, we can talk about that in some another video because that's a different topic altogether. Now talking about which engine oil to use, well, in my case I'm using Castrol Power One Ultimate. This is going to be the first time I'm going to try this. Well, I'm really excited about this, and the one which I was using was Castrol Power One Cruise. It performed amazingly. Even though I drained it, I mean, it could have lasted at least 500 to 1000 kilometers more, but I drained it because I'm gonna go for a ride, maybe. So that's the reason I drained it. And well, talking about engine oil, you should always use a very good quality engine oil. I always prefer either it's Castrol or Motul, either of the two. I don't prefer any other engine oil. Liquid Moly bhi काफ़ी अच्छा है, but then it's expensive, like 1500 rupees for fully synthetic engine oil. I don't feel it worth it. Again, apart from the engine oil part, then comes your air filter. Well, I'm gonna show you. This is the air filter which I'm using. ये काला लग रहा है, but हालांकि ये काला है नहीं. I just need to re-oil it. So this is a KTM air filter, free flow air filter. मैंने पहले भी एक वीडियो बनाया था, उसमें दिखाया था. Now you should always clean your air filter. Like for example, if you have got a KTM or a BMC or a DNA or any other reusable, rewashable air filter, you can just open it and clean it. And just in case if you are running on the stock air filter, like in my case it's placed over here, you need to open this, it's inside this. So if you are running on a stock air filter, what you can do is that you need to open it, check it, if required replace it. And replacing interval basically is close to 5,000 to 10,000 kilometers depending on the place where you live. Okay, in my case it's better, like I live in Calcutta, it's better if you change it every 6,000 to 7,000 kilometers, not more than that. Okay, now talking about, that was about the air filter. Now talking about the injectors or throttle body. In my case I've got a fuel injected bike, so the throttle body is placed over here. Okay, this part, you need to clean your throttle body every 15 to 20,000 kilometers on a Duke 200 and Duke 125. And if you have a bigger bike, like for example it's a Duke 390 or any liter class bike, the cleaning interval is very short. You need to clean it every 6,000 to 7,000 kilometers. So you need to keep that in mind. And how to clean it? Well, I'm not gonna open each and everything just to show you, because in my case it's not required right now. I've just done 4,000 kilometers on the odometer. So what you're gonna do is that you need to open the air filter box and then open the throttle body and then clean it with any sorts of carburetor cleaner or choke cleaner, whichever you want to use it. Preferably use carburetor cleaner. But then there's another way of cleaning it, is just remove the air filter box, and here somewhere over here, I don't know if the camera can see it, there's a throttle body. Then what you can do is you can start the engine, keep your revs close to 50% revs, and then when the throttle body opens, there's a opening, when the throttle body opens, the slider opens, then you need to put in your carburetor cleaner. Just spray it directly to the throttle body, and smoke is going to come out from your exhaust. So you know, if you are in this kind of situation where if you are servicing your bike indoors, then you gotta be careful about that, because your bike is gonna smoke. मतलब basically होता क्या है कि पूरा कार्बन जो है एक ही बार में निकल के आ जाता है पखाने की तरह समझे? तो if you don't clean your throttle body, you will have stalling issues, you will have idling issues, your mileage is gonna go down, you won't have enough power. Enough about that. Now you can also use a fuel system cleaner just to clean your injectors, even though it's required every say 15-20,000 kilometers. But the best way to use it, you can always use a fuel system cleaner. If you have a carbureted bike, like my Hornet is standing outside, if you have a carbureted bike, you can use Iftex, the one which I'm using. It works really well. I have no complaints as of now. I've been using it for a year. Then in my case, like this is KTM Duke 200, you can go for wood petrol additive, you can go for STP fuel injector cleaner. There are several options available, whichever you want to use it. Then you have the liquid moly. Okay, so if your injector is clean, throttle body is clean, air filter is clean, engine oil, you are using good quality engine oil, then here's the air filter. This is from Bajaj, even though this thing has become a pain in the ass to source this. यहाँ का तो सर्विस सेंटर पे मतलब एक साल से स्टॉक ही नहीं पड़ा है उन लोगों के पास. उन लोग समझ जाओ क्या हालत है. सब होने के बाद देन व्हाट यू कैन डू इज़ यू नीड टू ओपन योर एक्सल नट. पूरा एक्सल बोल्ट जो बोलते हैं, बोल्ट बोलते हैं, कोई नट बोलते हैं, जो कहते हैं वो नट नहीं होता, ये एक्सल होता है ना, जो ये पूरा खोल के बाहर निकालो. आप इस पर ग्रीसिंग वगैरह कर दो, बट देन दैट्स रिक्वायर्ड ओनली वंस अ ईयर मे बी. बाकी ऐसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती. या ओके, नाउ यू नीड टू here's the sprocket. What you need to do is you need to adjust it. Check the chain slack. You can just refer your manual book. There you can see what's the chain slack required, because थोड़ा सा free play रहना हमेशा ज़रूरी. If you don't have a certain amount of free play, you might end up running your chain sprocket in the long run. Now talking about spark plugs, in my case the spark plug is placed over here, and you need to open this cap. I'm gonna open it right now. Then I'm gonna continue this video. Okay, one more thing which I forgot to tell you is always when you are cleaning the chain sprocket and adjusting the chain slack, always open this housing. You can see this. Okay, this particular housing to clean your front sprocket, because usually that's something very important, and most of the people don't do that. And now talking about the spark plug, well, as I've said, it's placed over here. I've opened this cover. This is the dust cap. Whenever you're placing it, just keep in mind you place it properly. And yep, one very important thing, whenever you have opened your spark plug, make sure you cover it with a cloth or something, because you know, if anything goes in, you know, it's a mess. It's a very good practice to cover it off. Now talking about the spark plug, well, just get this thing in focus. This is the spark plug. As you can see, I have got a better one. This is the NGK laser iridium BS6 ready. So I'm gonna replace this, even though this thing doesn't require replacement, but then I'm gonna keep this as a spare spark plug. This thing still has got some life. This is from Bosch. Usually KTM and Bajaj provides this Bosch spark plugs, but you can always go for NGK, and NGK is any day better than Bosch. So I'm gonna use this. So now talking about this NGK iridium spark plug, well, the best part about iridium plugs is it's gonna last as much as I don't know, this thing is going to last at least about 1,60,000 kilometers. That's what the company claims, 1,60,000 kilometers. उतना तो मेरी बाइक नहीं चलने वाली है. तो 1,60,000 kilometers. That's a big thing. Let me just get in focus. You see the tip? It's very fine, as you can see. So I'm gonna put this instead of the Bosch. Whenever you're changing your spark plugs, don't use any first copy and all that shit. Always go for NGK or Bosch. But I believe NGK is better. That's just what I believe, and many people agree to that. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this. Well, one more thing about the spark plug is always keep in mind, one thing which you always need to keep in mind is about the heat range. Like in my case, as you can see, कितना ज़्यादा ही काला पड़ गया है. So this shouldn't have been the case. हालांकि this thing is still acceptable. अगर आपका ये जो black portion है ना, ये पूरा अगर काला पड़ गया, then what you need to do is you need to go for one step colder spark plugs. Now what exactly is that? You won't understand. Many people won't understand. What you can do is you can just Google it out, or if you are not much of a geeky guy, then what you can do is your manual book. Then over there you can see what is the proper heat range and whatever the spark plug model number is. You can just go for that. Like in my case, it's LKAR8AI9. So this is the one which is required. And just in case if you are going for the same spark plug but without iridium, it's LKAR8A9. I basically is iridium. So that's about the spark plug thing. And well, now I'm gonna put in my engine oil and I'm gonna end the video. Before that, I'm just gonna talk about a few more things. Talking about the coolant. If you have coolant, if you have a liquid cooled bike, just check your coolant level. Okay, it should be it shouldn't go below the minimum level. It should be between minimum and maximum. And always clean your radiator. As you can see, गंदगी फंस गई है इधर. I'm not sure if camera can focus it. जैसे कि दिख रहा है थोड़ी थोड़ी जगह गंदगी फंस गई. What you can do is you can just use a brush and clean it off. Of course you need to remove this radiator cover. Well, the best part about this radiator cover is that they have provided is probably the best one I've ever been across. And yes, if you are using an upside down forks, please remember to clean this again and again, because if you don't clean it, you might end up ruining your seals, fork oil seals. So you don't want to do that, because अच्छा खासा 2000-2500 रुपये का खर्चा आ जाता है. And best part is that I haven't faced any of those issues as of now. I've just done 4,000 kilometers. हालांकि मैंने सब कुछ कवर कर दिया. Even though if I'm missing out on anything, I'm gonna just add up in the later part of the video. और अगर इससे लगा आप लोगों को कुछ भी queries हो, you can just comment down below in the comment section. I know this video is gonna be a bit on the longer side because I've been just making I've been just trying to show each and everything. Okay, and और क्या हो गया, और तो ऐसा कुछ बच रहा नहीं है, सभी कुछ हो गया. अगर कुछ भूल रहा हूँ तो I'm really sorry about that. Here's the Powertronics. इसका तो खैर मैंने शायद वीडियो बना रखा है. एंड एक और चीज़ बता दूं मैं स्पार्क प्लग के बारे में. स्पार्क प्लग के बारे में बहुत सारे लोगों को रीड करना नहीं आता. सो व्हाट दिस थिंग व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज़ दिस. वेल, इफ़ यू हैव एनी आइडलिंग इशूज़, यहाँ से समझ आ जाएगा. अगर आपको ये काला पड़ रहा है, व्हाट यू नीड टू डू इज़ यू नीड टू गो बाय अ न्यू स्पार्क प्लग. और इफ़ यू आर जस्ट क्लीनिंग इट योर ओल्ड वन, यू नीड टू मेक योर AFR अ बिट ऑन द लीनर साइड. मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा आप लोग तेल जला रहे हो. और अगर वाइट है तो ठीक ही है, थोड़ा सा लीन है, समझे. I'm gonna make a different video on that. So that's about this video. I'm gonna just pack up. That's it for this video. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye bye.